And I am back. Sorry, I know I'm giving you all whiplash because like you were just on, but we had to take a quick moment to reset up because the open source zone is big and there are multiple projects here and we want to get a chance to talk to every single one of them. So again, I'm Andrea Griffiths from GitHub, and I am live from We Are Developers, where we actually sponsor the GitHub open source zone, and select projects were invited to come and have their own exhibitor area. They've been talking to the community, they've been talking to hopefully future contributors, right? And just sharing on their projects. And I am joined by, would you mind introducing yourself?
Absolutely. I'm Jelle Rijmakers here at the Open Source Zone of GitHub. So thank you.
Thank you, Jelle, for being here. And tell us the name of the open source project you're here representing.
Yeah, so I'm here representing Ladybird. I'm here on behalf of the Ladybird Browser Initiative, which is a non-profit that is making sure that we are launching Ladybird, which is a new browser.
A browser, y'all. A browser. Why a browser? Tell us, Jelle, what's going on?
So we wanted to create a new browser because we were already doing so. We were working in this operating system. We created a new operating system called Serenity OS. And at some point we discovered, well, you know, this browser is pretty capable. We were able to show some websites. We were able to achieve some pretty nice benchmark results. Mm-hmm. So at that point, some funds were rolling in. Companies were excited about us. And we started thinking about, okay, what are we going to do? And Andreas Kling, the founder of the project, decided to pull the browser out of Serenity OS, and we developed some core principles behind it. And these are all based on something that's happening in the world. Each and every browser at the moment is somehow tied to Google.
This is true, yeah.
Yeah, it's either a technology by Google or it's money from Google. And we're talking about huge amounts of money that are going into the industry just by having default search deals. So of course, a lot of people know that these default search deals are going haywire. There's an antitrust case. Mozilla isn't doing too well. So we thought, let's do something else. We're going to set up a browser that doesn't do all those things.
Okay.
We want to have clear principles. That is, we're going to build a new browser engine. So we're not based on Chromium, we're not based on Gecko or WebKit. We have our own engine. We have our own JavaScript engine. Well, never user data. We're not going to accept default search deals. We're not going to introduce VPNs or cryptocurrency in our browser. It's just going to be the browser.
This sounds like the dream of what browsers were supposed to be.
Absolutely. That's what we want to achieve. It's everyone's dream of having a normal browser that you can use to visit websites without all that user data selling and default search deals going on. You are in control. It's your browser.
Brilliant. So you build your own engine, you're building your own browser, and you're doing this via a foundation that was created for this project, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Ladybird Foundation as well? Ladybird.org, and that is the site.
Yeah, so let me present that as well.
And of course, please feel free to ask questions. If you have questions for Jelle specific to Ladybird, and if you want to connect with them also, I'm going to share the link. One link that I'm going to share, especially right this second, is going to be the GitHub repo. And Open Source Friday, do your thing. Go by, start the repo. Let's get this repo trending. All right, so let me get you to share the screen again. And this is the foundation, right?
Right, so this is our homepage of the Ladybird Browser Initiative.
Okay.
Basically reiterating what I just told. We are a non-profit based in San Francisco. And well, it says it all here. We want to use the web standards that we have currently, all the web specifications that are out there, to build a new browser from scratch and render the modern web with good performance, stability, and security. And in order to do so, we need to have people, right? So where the non been able to achieve funding from a lot of individuals, a lot of companies.
Awesome.
And we've been using those funds to build this team around Ladybird. So currently we have 7 employees working on the browser, and this has been going very well. So the nonprofit exists to make sure that we do the right things. And currently we have a nonprofit board with, amongst others, Andreas, our founder, but also Mike Shaver from the days of the Mozilla Foundation.
Wow.
One of the founders. And we'd love for people to get involved with us. So we like it when people just clone it and run the browser and test it on their own websites. We also love it when people get involved in the code, or if people are just interested and join our newsletter, or just in general talk to us about what works and what doesn't, and get the browser to the next level.
Okay. Listen, I think there's a lot of folks that are being so disappointed because I feel like every time a new browser is announced that it comes out, and it comes out with such good promise, and then something happens where it's because maybe business is not viable like that without selling your data, and so everything pivots, and then you're left with the thing that was working. But I appreciate that you having the foundation being sort of the core. It's always going to keep you honest. It's always going to keep the browser standing to those pillars that were the reason you even created.
Exactly. We stand behind those principles. And I think that the thing is that the people who have been donating and the sponsors we've
these are some of your sponsors on the screen, right?
These are some of the sponsors. We have Kudo, Shopify, Prodon, Ahrefs, also some lesser known, but still all amazing companies and individuals have been supporting us for a while.
Oh, not that much. No.
He's in our bronze tier. I don't know why. He should be up there, but yeah, it's no, so all amazing. We're really happy with all our sponsors.
Yeah,
because they've been making it able for us to do what we want to do.
Yes.
And I fully believe that as long as we stand behind our principles, they'll keep doing so. They'll keep sponsoring us. They'll keep supporting us in our goal to really build a new browser that doesn't rely on in terms of the Google Chromium engine or other engines that are out there.
Yes, and I'm taking a look through the chat, and of course, I feel like folks are also asking the same question. Because listen, my friends, and if you're here, you're watching, we're all consumers, and what we don't know is that what is it? If it's free, you're the product, and that could not be more accurate when it comes to browsers. Like every interaction that you have into Google is registered, and that data is available for someone to use it, right? So what would you say is the key tenet? Like, why should a person who's using a regular browser think about I should invest into using Ladybird and maybe even contributing to Ladybird? Maybe a little bit more pragmatically beyond privacy.
Right. So one of the main things I think has been happening with browsers that shook a lot of people up was the fact that certain extensions were disallowed. Right.
Yes.
So I know for a fact that a lot of people were using uBlock Origin, a very famous extension. So currently the situation is in Ladybird we don't support browser extensions yet, but of course this is something that we're going to need to support at some point in the future. So,
yes.
We already know that is something that we want to support, and of course we should let the user decide what should work and what doesn't, instead of us, the browser developers. So there are all these APIs out there to support extensions, and we're going to implement them. We're going to make sure that we can take existing extensions and play them to Ladybird.
Okay.
By the way, something I haven't shared yet. So we're looking at our website. This is all inside Ladybird. So
we're actually looking at the browser.
This is our browser. Yeah, absolutely.
Very clean. I love it. Okay.
So it will not always work as fast as it should or support all the features, and we might have some layout issues, as you can see here. But in general, it's for most websites, it's working pretty decently already.
Yes.
There's a lot of specs to implement. There's a lot of technologies to still support. One major one is, for example, Wi-Fi, so DRM technology, in order to be able to use YouTube or Netflix in the future. But we're getting there. We'll make sure that we get there where we have a browser that anyone can use. And then we get to the point, why should someone use Ladybird? Why should and I hope people will recognize that we're new, that we're a huge competitor in the web ecosystem, and that we're the open, independent alternative to things like Chromium, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, where you're in control.
I appreciate that. What technologies is this built on?
So currently we our development stack is almost 100% C++.
Oh.
And we're looking to integrate Swift into that. Swift we use for memory safety, for running parallel processes, things like that. Swift has a number of things on board, batteries included, that are really nice to work with. So we're currently actively working with Swift to make sure that we get the right interop between our code base and the Swift language.
Nice.
We're not there yet, but we hopefully will be in the next year or so.
So listen, if you're watching this and you're a Swift developer and you want to contribute to a project that is going to be incredibly impressive, I mean, wow. This is how long has the browser been under development? Like how long has it been?
Since the operating system, the beginnings of the browser, they've been in development since, I don't know, 2020, 2021, around that time, where it just was a very simple HTML, CSS parser and displayed some very simple things all the way up till now. But I think the major contributions to the browser have been in the last 2 to 3 years.
Amazing. So, hey, if you're C++, if you're a Swift developer, if you're just interested in the privacy space in browsers, like this is for you. So how can I get involved? What kind of contributions are you looking for? And if I'm not in the technology stack that the browser is being built on, or I want to contribute in some way, but maybe it's not code, maybe it's not technical, how else can I get involved and support this cause?
Right. So at the moment, we're solidly in the area of developers using Ladybird.
Okay.
So we're looking for developers. We're always looking for developers because we have to have that velocity, right? We need to make sure that we get Ladybird to a point where it's up to parity with the other browsers.
Okay.
But next to that, what we also appreciate is people just cloning the project, building it for themselves. It's just 2 easy commands to do so. And just run it for your own website, for random websites. And as soon as you see something that doesn't work correctly, try to reproduce that and raise a GitHub issue.
Okay, perfect. And I'm sure you have some issues that are, can we take a look at the issues that you have open right now? Because there might be some that are, you have 450 issues open now. And so, perfect. Just go through those labels as well and see if there is something in there that's interesting to you. Technically, that might be a good challenge. And then for the people who are not developers, they can also sponsor the project, right? Like the folks. So yeah, listen, we need to keep this development team working. So I see that you have GitHub sponsors set up on the repo as well. So you can do it through here or through the org, right? Do it directly with the foundation.
Absolutely. So just press the donate button, or if you're working for a company that you think is interested in supporting initiatives like ours, just talk to a manager, talk to the CEO, and see if they are willing to support us through a sponsorship. They get their shiny logo and a link on our homepage. That's all we do for that, but it's amazing, and I hope people really want to support us in that way.
Listen, I love this. This is timely. I think a lot of us were let down by browsers recently, so super excited to dig into this. Excited for all of you to go buy that repo right now and drop a star on it. And if you care about privacy, this is the ultimate frontier, the day that we don't rely on Chromium for anything.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, Ili, thank you so much for being here. You'll have to come back, and I love to dig into the tech, and but definitely take a look at it, sponsor, join. It looks like you have also a Discord, right? Or how can people, you have a community that's active there?
So. Our community is active on Discord, so
perfect.
Anyone's able to join. And you just deep dive into all the conversations going on there. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, even though I ambushed you so rudely. And thanks to all of you who are watching. Don't forget to go by the repo and leave a star. Take a look at the open issues and see if there is something there that piques your interest. And if you are a part of a company or you just care about privacy and the future of the web, you should go ahead and sponsor and donate so we can keep these folks hard at work. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Andre.
All right. I'll see you friends in a little while. We'll be back with some more. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning or afternoon or evening, whatever you are. See you back in a bit.